If you're watching this video because you run a nonprofit and I know you, and I have somebody here with me today that can really help you. So just spend a little bit of time, listen to what we have to say today. And I'll let Chris introduce Christopher Grau here. You can take it from here and just tell us a little bit about the grant funding that is out there right now for cybersecurity. Just tell me.
All right, so what I want to go over in terms of grant funding is particularly going to be with the CISA, the Cybersecurity Infrastructure and Security Agency, the nonprofit branch of cybersecurity in the United States, right? Through them, they offer something called the Cybersecurity Enhancement Plan for nonprofits and houses of worship, right? Those are the two that I'm going to be particularly focusing on, but let's talk about them, right? So these are grants that can award up to $240,000 for one installation, and then up to, I believe, $140,000 per installation over the initial one, up to 6 applications for any sub-applicant, and we can get into sub-applicants.
Like if a church had 3 different buildings,
yep,
this could just handle all security for all of those.
Yes, sir.
And we're talking about like 8K security cameras, infrared, night vision.
Yeah, no expense will be spared, genuinely. These are going to be, there's deals with Cisco and nonprofits, deals with a ton of organizations that are genuinely trying to help the American people with cybersecurity. So no expense is going to be spared. I like to say Cisco because it's kind of like Apple's ecosystem. It's even their programming is called iOS, right? It's kind of laughable.
Cisco or Apple owns Cisco.
Oh, no, but their OS is, I mean, it's still the same, literally. When you look them up, it's weird.
Interesting.
Right?
Okay.
One's trademarked differently, right?
Okay. So if an organization like a church has an IT team, this isn't you trying to replace them. You're trying to get them a massive upgrade.
Massive
upgrade.
Make them
compliant with insurance.
Yes, sir.
Protect their data. Really just, there's like 28 billion you were telling me. Is that right? 28 billion in total funding? Or is it more?
I think it is, no, it's 28 billion, sir. It's less, sir. I think it's 800 million to 1.2 billion. Is what I last checked. I think the fiscal year.
1.2 billion, that was it, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's all this federal funding available. And, I think both of our goals is try to get as much of that in the River Valley, in Arkansas, as possible. Yes. So that's why we're even here talking about it. And, if you haven't, just go ahead and forward this video to him so he can start listening.
Yeah, so let's talk about not replacing the IT team, right? Because that is a big deal, right? So let's talk about the Cisco-grade equipment. Let's talk about enterprise-grade equipment for individuals that don't have enterprise-grade experience, right? So Cisco has its own suite, software product. You get a license with it, and you register your organization with Cisco, and now it's all under one umbrella. We just talked about 8K security cameras. So Cisco has integrated security cameras that work with Cisco Meraki's, and there is some level of training that an IT team that doesn't have enterprise experience will need to undergo. I'm more than happy to facilitate that training if they need training, but typically it's user-friendly, right, for Cisco. But I will more than happy facilitate that level of training. That way, genuinely, on hands or on staff, IT can do this and can take it over and will take it over, right? And that's what the whole plan is.
Good. It doesn't get anyone out of a job. It's just a win-win across the board. So for someone watching right now, there's a link down below where they can just book in a quick phone call with you, or even just actually what it is I think you just put in your address and then you'll go out to meet them and just talk to them about it real quick. Just show them what exactly the steps are. And there's a deadline coming up in January 28th or so for this last year's round of funding, but this will be renewed, so we'll probably have this video up even past that.
Yeah, that's why it's weird. 2024 fiscal year is like 800 million, but next fiscal year I heard or read that it's going to be increased. So that's why I said 800 to 1.2 billion is going to be offered for organizations, depending on when we get the application submitted.
Excellent. And you've got contacts in all the right places to make the application process just dead simple.
Yes, sir. So typically it's going to start with me interacting with a facility or, a church, anybody really that needs cybersecurity. But from there, it'll go to the county's EMS coordinator. And from the county's EMS coordinator, we're going to go to the SAA, the State Administrative Agency. That's under ADEM, which is ADEM, Arkansas Department of Emergency Management. And from there, it'll go to CISA. So, yeah.
Excellent. So, yeah, if you're still watching this, go ahead, right down below, book in a meeting with Chris. He'll come meet you. Like, again, there's really no catch here. It's, can we get as much of this federal funding in the River Valley in Arkansas as possible, really all across Arkansas? There's a lot of it available. This country, as Chris has told me, is at war. We're at war right now.
Genuinely, in every meaning of the term. And this was made obvious to me in 2017, right? I worked at Arkansas Electric, the Rural Power Grid, nonprofit organization out in Little Rock. And in 2017, the Ukrainian power grid hack really showed me what the temperature was like between the nations, what was going on, specifically with cybersecurity, nation state attempts at trying to just breach, like just knocking at our doors constantly. Like, it was even a game to guess how many hits per second we were getting on our firewalls, type of thing. And so from 2017 to now, I mean, it's always been obvious that we're at war. I mean, it's always information is king, right? Yep. Information is power. So cybersecurity, let's just hack a nation, yep. Right? So,
and even if you're small, a small nonprofit, like, here's why people would want to hack you. Say you have no data that you think is valuable, but you're a nonprofit. Therefore, there's people on your board, right? I bet there's some people on your board that are connected to things in the community, to infrastructure, to other businesses. So the idea is, as a bad actor, I'm going to hack you. Mm-hmm. You're just running this really small nonprofit, but now I can act as you. I can be you. I can email people that really I'm trying to get to, right? Like, you're just the first step in this series of connections. And if that did happen, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but if the hack starts with you and you're involved in it unwillingly, and you didn't have certain things in place, there's a lot of ramifications. You could lose you could lose a lot.
Yeah. I've seen business owners have to, which is terrible to say, they've had to close their doors because of a hack, exactly like what you described. And exactly what you described is what happened with the Colonial Pipeline hack way back when, if anybody remembers it. That started in a law office in Australia with a lawyer that had access to the right things, the right vendors at the right time. And that's trillions in gas prices across the Southeast, the Bible Belt. So, yeah, this is a real thing. And we can talk about 3 degrees of separation. So let's just say I get all the contacts in your phone and you don't believe you're important. Well, how many hops away am I to somebody I believe is important? Mm-hmm. I know it's going to be 3. So I just got you, and now I got everybody in your contact list. I just got 2 hops from one person.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, really, I mean, whoever's watching this, you have people on your board. You're 1 or 2 connections away from the governor.
Yep.
You know?
In cybersecurity terms, that's classified as supply chain risk management. If I wanted to hack AT&T, I'm not hacking AT&T. I'm going to hack a vendor for AT&T. And I'm just going to scrape as much information as I want and can, because information is king. And that's what sells on the dark net. Information, your social security number, your name, your address, your picture, 11 seconds of audio. So I am you, you know?
So your business office line, we'll go ahead and drop that now, because if you're still watching, just call Chris right now. Just skip the link below and just call him or text him. What is it? It's 501?
501-518-1488.
Yeah, call it. And if I sent you this video, it's because I know you're in Arkansas, and we want that money here. We want to protect your organization. I've known Chris for a while. Met him earlier this year. And some of the stuff he's doing with his company, based right here in, like, really around the Russellville area, is pretty crazy to see. I'm glad we have this dude over here in the community. And
you're too kind.
Yeah, it's the beginning of something really great. So let's let him help you. Like, that's really it.
Yeah, and just something I wanted to add: religious bodies are classified as critical infrastructure by the CISA, genuinely. So if you're a pastor at a church, or an imam, just anybody, you're critical infrastructure.
Why is that? Why is a church critical infrastructure? Because of the members, maybe?
No, it's just the CISA literally classifies and recognizes houses of worship as being critically important to the infrastructure of the United States of America, as it should. And because of that designation, you have access to resources that you don't even know you have access to. And I'm here to help you across the river. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, y'all. Well, thanks for watching. Again, the number, Chris, 501.
501 518 1488.
All right. Let's do this, y'all. Let's
Let's get to
make it
work.
happen. Let's get to work.